I struggle with overstimulation. Now, when I say that, I'm not talking about getting mildly annoyed by a busy user interface or finding a crowded city a little distracting. I mean the kind of overstimulation where your brain suddenly decides it has reached maximum capacity and refuses to process one more thing. And this week, I want to talk about two very different MMORPGs and why I think I need both of them in my life. Have you ever been to Las Vegas? It is a sensory assault. The lights, the sounds, the people, the advertisements, the music blasting from every direction. You physically cannot walk 10 feet without something aggressively demanding your attention and your wallet. It's completely overwhelming. I've been there 3 times, and if someone offered me a free trip tomorrow, I'd probably be packing my suitcase before they even finished the sentence. Because I love Las Vegas. It's fantastic. I just wouldn't want to live there. You cannot survive permanent residency in an environment that smells exclusively of despair and casino smoke. And oddly enough, that is how I feel about Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 is one of the most vibrant, high-energy MMORPGs I have ever played. Everywhere you look, something is happening. Players are flying overhead on massive sparkling dragons. Giant world events are erupting in the distance. Achievements are popping up. Dynamic events are chaining together, and every major city feels like somebody just emptied an entire fantasy convention into one single room. It's wonderful, but it's also a lot. When I first started playing Guild Wars 2, I actually went looking online to see if anyone else felt the same way. Surely, I couldn't be the only person whose brain occasionally felt overloaded by everything happening on the screen. And it turns out I wasn't alone. A lot of new players describe the initial Guild Wars 2 experience as deeply overwhelming. What I found interesting, though, was the response from veteran players. They didn't tell people to rush through it. They didn't tell people to optimize harder. Instead, they said things like, take it one piece at a time. Explore, slow down, enjoy the journey. And honestly, I think they're right. A few weeks ago, I sat down fully intending to spend an entire evening in Guild Wars 2. I had several uninterrupted hours available, the stars had aligned, responsibilities were handled, snacks were acquired. This was going to be a serious gaming session. About 90 minutes later, my brain felt like a computer running 50 browser tabs, 3 video simulcasts, and a Windows update all at the same time. Everything was still functioning technically, but not well. I found myself staring at the screen and realizing I wasn't really processing information anymore. I was just absorbing sensory input like a sponge that had already reached maximum capacity. And that's when I did something interesting. I didn't stop gaming. I just changed environments. It's a little like leaving a crowded, sweaty rock concert and walking directly into a quiet, low-lit coffee shop. I still wanted to play a game. I just needed a different kind of game. So I logged into Monsters and Memories. Now, if you've ever seen Monsters and Memories before, let me paint a picture. Everything is brown. The music is calm, the pace is slower, the graphics are absolutely not trying to impress anyone. And somehow all of those things are exactly what my nervous system needed. The developers have lovingly described it as a sandwich game. The idea is that you're supposed to be able to play while eating a sandwich. Occasionally, something goes wrong and you have to put the sandwich down, but for the most part, it's just you, your ham on whole wheat, and an unreasonable amount of brown scenery. And I love it, because while Guild Wars 2 constantly has something trying to get my attention, Monsters and Memories feels content to simply exist beside me like an old sleepy dog. Nobody is throwing a dozen notifications at me, nothing is flashing, nothing is exploding. There aren't 20 different progression systems all competing for mental bandwidth. Instead, I'm learning the world, I'm figuring things out, I'm recognizing patterns. I'm slowly building familiarity with places, people, and systems. And for whatever reason, my brain finds that incredibly relaxing. What's funny is that I don't actually want Guild Wars 2 to become more like Monsters and Memories. If you removed the giant events, the crowded maps, the flashy spell effects, the constant activity, you'd lose part of what makes Guild Wars 2 special. The stimulation is part of the appeal, the energy is part of the appeal, even that chaos is part of the appeal. That's why I enjoy it. I just can't live there all day. And I think that's something I've come to appreciate more as I've gotten older. For years, I was looking for the perfect MMO, that forever game, the one game that would absolutely do everything. But the older I get, the more I realize different games serve different purposes. Sometimes I want excitement, sometimes I want discovery, sometimes I want giant world events with hundreds of players running around doing ridiculous things. And sometimes I want a quiet world where I can slowly make progress, learn a few things, and let my brain breathe. Guild Wars 2 and Monsters and Memories couldn't be more different. But I don't think they compete with each other. For me, they complement each other. One is my Las Vegas, the other is my quiet little coffee shop. And honestly, I'm glad both of them exist. Until next time, keep exploring, and I'll see you in the next world. It is just so incredibly quiet here. It is honestly such a lovely, peaceful run. And the soundtrack for this game is really soothing too. It's got this gentle ambient melody that just makes you want to sit down and touch digital grass. It is beautiful. I'm sorry for calling your game brown earlier. I take it back. This is very clearly the green section.